Hi everyone, good day, no? So, welcome to the very first topic of your engineering mathematics courses, no? So, we will be starting with mathematics 1, no, which is differential equations. So, differential calculus rather, sorry. So, before we proceed with the actual with the differential calculus proper, no, let's just first discuss review rather certain functions, certain topics or ideas that you need in order to understand fully the topics, all other topics under differential calculus. So first, let us discuss functions. No, so sabi dito, no, functions, it is defined as the relationship of dependent and independent variables in an equation such that no two or more ordered pair has the same independent variable. So, masasabi daw natin na ang isang relation, no, so going back to your senior high school or junior high school days, no, when we say relation, it is simply the equation of independent and dependent variables, no, and we have several kinds of relations, diba? We have one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, tsaka many-to-many. So, in order for a relation to be classified as a function, it must satisfy the condition that such no two or more ordered pair has the same independent variable. But generally, no, so hindi naman masyado kasi ginagamit yung term na relation, especially in engineering mathematics, no, when you go up to your higher mathematics. So, mas kina-classify natin or mas ginagamit natin actually ang functions. Okay, so we have, let's say, no, our independent variable, no, usually x yung ginagamit natin doon, then the dependent variable is the y. When we say independent variable, yan yung stand-alone variable natin. Kahit anong value ang ilagay ninyo doon sa independent variable, okay lang. Okay? However, no, when we say dependent variable, the value of the dependent variable depends on the value of the independent variable based on the equation. For example, dito sa ating nakalagay dito sa baba, ano? So, we have, ayan. So, y, usually, no, y or f of x, yun yung mas ginagamit natin, no, f of x is equal to ax plus k. So, si a is the numerical coefficient of our independent variable x, where k is the constant. No? So, ibig sabihin, hindi mo makukuha yung value ng y hanggat hindi mo sinosolve yung independent variable at saka yung constant based on their operation, which is in this case, a addition operation. Okay, an addition operation. So, that's ano lang, no? Yun lang naman yung kinaiba nila ng dependent tsaka ng independent variable. So, there are several terms that we need to remember or we need to understand. Okay, important terms. So, of course, first is the domain, no? So, usually magagamit natin 'yan when we are building ano naman, no, function tables. No, so domain, that is the set of x values, range is the set of y values. Okay, abscissa is the x, no, the x value, ordinate is the y value, and the ordered pair is the paired x and y. So it is usually written in this form, no, yung x and y natin, xy natin. Okay? So yon, natandaan nyo lang tong mga terms na to para at least kapag in the run of our discussion, hindi kayo magugulat na ano yung sinasabi kong mga terms. Okay? So that's basically the definition of a function. Okay, let's proceed with the evaluation of functions. So paano nga ba talaga natin ine-evaluate ang isang function? Okay, so usually, no, ganito ang format ng mga functions natin. F of x is equal to something, no, kung ano man yung nakalagay, depende kung ano yung given. Okay? So, in evaluating functions, let's say dito, no, find f of a, ipapalit nyo lang yung nasa loob ng parenthesis sa lahat ng variables na nakalagay doon sa original function natin. Let's say, dito sa ating example, we have f of x, meaning x is the variable that we need to change upon evaluation. No, so lahat ng x, ito, no, yung dalawang yan, papalitan natin kung ano man yung nasa loob ng parenthesis nung hinahanap. No, for number 1, let's say, we have f of a. Usually, equate nyo lang muna, no, gayahin nyo lang yung nasa taas. Ayan. Tapos, tsaka nyo ngayon papalitan. No, so we have a squared plus a plus 1. Is this already our final answer? No? Obviously, yes. No, this is already our final answer. So, bakit yun na yung final answer natin? We cannot further combine, no, yung ating a squared and a. So, remember, if we have the same base but different exponent, we cannot combine them, as is na lang siya. Pero if they have the same base and the same exponent, then we can combine their numerical coefficients. No, so this is already our answer. Okay, next. So we have f of 1. So again, ano, sulat nyo lang. Then isa-substitute nyo yung 1 ngayon sa lahat ng x. So we have 1 squared plus 1 plus 1. So obviously 1 squared is still 1. So we have 3 1s. 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is equal to 3. Yan. So that's how we evaluate functions. Okay, and lastly, for our example, we have 1 half. F of 1 half. Ayan, so papalit nyo lang, no, again yung 1 half dun sa lahat ng x. Ayan. So, tapos tsaka nyo ngayon i-evaluate kung ano man yung mga pwede nyo evaluate. For example, in this case, yung 1 half, we need to distribute the exponent to both the numerator and the denominator. Then, further evaluate. So, we have 1/4. Diba? 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4. Plus 1 half plus 1. Okay, remember, going back to our elementary mathematics, no, we cannot combine fractions with different denominators. So we need to make these terms, no, with the same denominator or alike denominators. So what I will do is, no, so since 1/4 yung pinakamalaki or yun yung least common denominator, no, natin LCD. So we have 1/4 plus 1 half. Imomultiply ko siya na kung saan yung denominator magiging same, I mean yung denominator nung hinahanap natin is magiging same dun sa ating reference denominator, which is in this case 4. No, so yung 2 para maging 4 kailangan ko mag-multiply ng 2. Of course, sa ilalim ko muna siya ilalagay, but then again, no, kailangan pati yung taas lagyan natin nun. Bakit? Kasi 2 over 2 is equal to 1. And remember, di ba, any number multiplied to 1 is equal to itself. Hence, it will not change its value. Okay? So, then plus 1. 1 is still equal to 1 over 1, no? So, tas magmumultiply ako. Ano yung kailangan kong i-multiply sa 1 para maging 4? Obviously, 4. Di ba? So, 4 over 4. Okay? So, hence, we have 1/4 plus 2 over 4 plus 4 over 4. So, since same na lahat ng denominator natin, pwede na nating pag-addin yung mga numerator. So, we have 1 plus 2 plus 4, that is 7. Our final answer is 7 over 4. Pero hopefully, no, by this time, dapat kahit hindi na tayo dumaan dito sa step-by-step process natin, is alam nyo na paano mag-operate ng fractions. Okay? So, yan. That's how we evaluate fractions. Functions. Okay, so let's proceed with the operations of functions. No, so madali lang to, guys. No, so when we are operating functions, meron tayong tatlong rule or tatlong theorem na sinusunod. No, actually hindi siya theorem, law na siya. No, so when we say law, it is non-agreeable na. Okay, so ano, as is na yun, we need to accept the fact na ganito na siya. Okay, so we have f of x. No, usually operations of functions involves 2 or more functions. No, so you cannot operate a single function alone. No, so you need 2 or more functions. Okay, so we have f of x, yung tawag dito, ang ating first law. No, so we have f of x plus minus g of x is equal to f plus minus g of x. No, so we just simply combine, no, yung ating mga functions. Then we have second operation natin, f of x by g of x is equal to f by g of x. No, so multiplication lang yon. Then we have for our third law, we have f of x over g of x is equal to f over g of x, where g of x should not be equal to 0. Okay, so pagka nag-0 kasi siya, magiging indeterminate yung ating function. Hindi siya ma-evaluate, no, cannot be solved siya. Okay? So, example tayo, of course, para mas ma-practice natin, no? So meron tayong dalawang functions dito, f of x and g of x. So f of x is defined as x squared minus 1, where g of x is defined as x plus 1. So first, pinapahanap sa atin is f of x plus g of x. Ayan. So, pagko-combine lang natin, no, basically x squared minus 1 plus, lagyan nyo ng ano, no, lagyan nyo ng parenthesis dun sa pangalawa, or kahit dun sa una, okay lang, pero I prefer dun na lang sa pangalawa kasi usually, especially pagka minus yung preceding sign ng ating quantity, we need to distribute para at least hindi nakakalito. Diba? Ayan. Then obviously, 1 plus 1 is essentially 0, so they will cancel out. Diba? Hence, our final answer is x squared plus x. Ayan. Okay, so that is f of x plus g of x. Next, minus naman. Oops. So we have f of x minus g of x. So ito yung sinasabi ko, no, na crucial part kasi common mistakes kahit mga college students na ngayon, no, yung mga students ko, nakakalimutan na lang maglagay ng parenthesis, then eventually hindi na nila na-distribute, which is mali. No, so minus x plus 1. So this operation, no, yung ating minus sign dito, actually this is equivalent to negative 1 multiplied to the quantity of x plus 1. Kailangan natin siya i-distribute. No, so we have x squared minus 1 minus x minus 1. Okay, so negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Diba? So hence our final answer is x squared minus x minus 2. Ayan. Okay, so yan yung ating sagot. Next, let's multiply. So we have f of x by g of x. So x squared plus 1 multiply, rather minus 1 multiply to x plus 1. So alam niyo naman siguro to, no, high school mathematics, that is FOIL method. So first, outer, inner, and last terms. So we have first terms muna, x squared times x, that is x cubed. Diba? If we have the same base but different exponents, kapag kapag minultiply natin siya, pag-add lang natin yung kanilang exponents. Okay? Then x squared times 1, outer terms, that is x squared. Then negative 1 times x, that is negative x. Then negative 1 times negative 1 is, of course, negative 1. This is our final answer. Okay? And lastly, number 4. We have f of x over g of x. Okay, so we have x squared minus 1 all over x plus 1. Okay, so meron dalawang method to ng pagsosolve. So unahin muna natin yung mas mabilis, no? Not necessarily mas madali, pero mas mabilis. Let's factor out x squared minus 1. Remember, this is a difference of two squares, diba? So they have common factors. They have factors, no? So this can be rewritten as x plus 1 and x minus 1. So kahit isolve nyo pa using FOIL method, ito lang ang lalabas dyan, yung x squared minus 1 over x plus 1. Okay, since we have x plus 1 and x plus 1 and x plus 1, both numerator and denominator, we can cancel them out. Hence, our answer is x minus 1. Okay? So, another method, kung hindi kayo familiar dito or hindi siya factorable, kasi merong mga functions na hindi factorable, 'di ba? So, we can use long division, 'di ba? So, x squared plus 1, x minus 1. Okay, so yung x, again, sa long division, kukunin nyo lang dito is the first term. Then yung ipapang multiply nyo per term doon sa ating dividend. Okay, so in order for us to get the quotient, we have x squared divided by x, that is simply x. Diba? So, tas itong makuha nyong quotient, imumultiply nyo sa buong divisor. So, x squared x times -1, that is -1. Tapos change the signs, no? Palitan nyo yung signs din, tsaka nyo i-add. Okay, so cancel yung x squared, so this will become 2. Diba? So, hindi na siya pwede, so we have plus 2 over x minus 1. So, yung 2 over x minus 1, actually, kapag further evaluate natin yan, ang lalabas na lang dyan is x minus 1. Okay? So, but usually, no, kapag pagka factorable naman yung ating, ang tawag dito, yung ating function is, ito na lang yung ginagawa, yung division na lang na to yung sinusundan natin. No? Hindi na, no need for, ang tawag dito, no need for long division kapag factorable naman at saka may makaka-cancel. Mas mabilis kasi siyang isolve. Okay? So that is for the operations of functions. Last, no, so meron pang isang operation but it does not fall under this category, no? But this is another operation, no, which is what we call the composite functions. So this is a function inside another function. Defined as f of g of x, no? Ganun siya basahin, f of g of x. Yung parang ito, of to, yung parang maliit na o, no? So f of g of x. So, kumbaga, i-evaluate mo lang yung latter equation doon sa ating previous equation. So, kung mapapansin niyo, no, nasa loob ng g of x yung nasa loob ng f yung g of x. Ibig sabihin, i-evaluate natin yung f of x using g of x. Na ganun siya basahin. For example, using our previous given, no, or previous functions, x squared minus 1 and x plus 1, no, for f of x and g of x respectively. So, we have f of g of x. So, first is evaluate muna natin. No, what is g of x? G of x is simply x plus 1. Excuse me. Ayan. G of x is x plus 1. Then, itong x plus 1, ipa-plug natin sa loob ng f of x. Okay, so our f of x is x squared minus 1 rather. Then we have x plus 1 squared minus 1. Then, tsaka natin tawag dito, i-expand, no, itong square of a binomial natin. So, square the first term, twice the product of the first and the last term, so that is plus 2x. Then, square the last term, plus 1, of course, minus 1, no? Then, makaka-cancel out yung 1 minus 1, that is obviously 0. So, our answer is x squared plus 2x. Okay? Then, we have next, ayan. So, for our number 2, yung ating g of f of x, no, baligtad. So, we need first to define what is f of x. So, which is x squared minus 1. Then, tsaka natin siya ipapalit dun sa g of x. Diba? G of x is defined as x plus 1. Then, palit natin, x squared minus 1 plus 1. Ganun lang. Ito yung x natin, na yung x squared minus 1. So, since negative 1 plus 1 is 0, of course, magka-cancel yan. So, therefore, our answer is x squared. Okay? So, you can see the difference, no? The importance of the position when we are evaluating composite functions. No, so hindi siya yung katulad ng addition, subtraction, addition tsaka multiplication na commutative, no? Ang composite functions po ay hindi commutative, no? Magkaiba po sila ng operation or ng answer, no? So, that's it, no? That's for the review lesson for Calculus 1. Next topic, we will be discussing limits, no, yung ating pre-calculus tawag dito, pre-calculus topic before we jump into the derivative itself. Okay, so thank you for listening, stay safe, and God bless.